This is Top Accolade Global News Updates. I am Soy Bifa Jackridge. Apple Incorporation has warned its users in India and 91 other countries that they were possible victims of a mercenary spyware attack, dropping the word state-sponsored. It's used in its previous alerts to refer to such malware attacks. The company had previously said on its website that its tweets notifications were designed to inform and assist users for who might have been targeted by state-sponsored attackers. But Apple's latest update posted on the website said the threat notifications were designed to help users who might have been individually targeted by mercenary spyware attacks. It is also noted that such attacks have been historically associated with state actors, including private companies developing mercenary spyware on their behalf, such as Pegasus spyware from Israeli firm NSO Group. Apple's removal of the term state-sponsored from its description of threat notification comes after it repeatedly faced pressure from the Indian government on linking such breaches to state actors, said a source with direct knowledge. India's opposition politicians accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government of trying to hack into their mobile phones following Apple's message in October that warned of state-sponsored attacks. Apple held extensive talks with Indian officials before releasing the latest set of alerts. The source added it was not clear if other governments have also raised similar concerns. Mercenary spyware attacks are rare and vastly more sophisticated than regular cyber criminal activity or malware. According to the notification email, Apple has sent threat notifications such as this multiple times in a year since 2021. The notification email said, adding that it had notified users in more than 150 countries in total to date. Russian missiles and drones destroyed a large electricity plant near Kyiv and hit power facilities in several regions on Thursday, officials said, ramping up pressure on the embattled energy system as Ukraine runs low on air defenses. The major attack, more than 2 years since Russia's full-scale invasion completely destroyed the Tripilskar coal-powered thermal power plant near the capital, a senior official at the company that runs the facility said. Unconfirmed footage shared on social media show the fire raging at the large Soviet-era facility and black smoke belching out of it. We need air defense and other defense support, not eye-closing and long discussions, President Volodymyr Zelensky said on the Telegram messaging app, condemning the attacks as terror. Kyiv's appeal for urgent air defense supplies from the West have grown increasingly desperate since Russia renewed its long-range aerial assault on the Ukrainian energy system last month. The attacks, which hammered thermal and hydroelectric power plants, have sparked fears about the resilience of an energy system that was hoped by a Russian air campaign in the war's first winter. Ukraine's Air Force commander said air defense took down 18 of the incoming missiles and 39 drones. The attack used 82 missiles and drones in total, the military said. The destroyed power plants outside Kyiv, a major power supplier for the Kyiv, Cherkasy, and Zhytomyr regions, is the third and last facility owned by state-owned energy company Centroenergo. The strikes also attacked 2 underground storage facilities where Ukraine stores natural gas, including some owned by foreign companies. Energy company Naftogaz said the facilities continue to operate, it added. The region of Kharkiv, which borders Russia and already has long rolling blackouts in place, was forced to cut electricity for 200,000 people, presidential aide Oleksiy Kulyaba said. A court in Vietnam handed the death sentence on Thursday to real estate tycoon Trung My Lan for her role in a $304 trillion, that is $12.5 billion financial fraud, the country's biggest on record, state media said. Her trial began on March 5th and ending earlier than planned was one dramatic result of a campaign against corruption that the leader of the ruling Communist Party, Nguyen Phu Trong, has pledged for years years to stamp out. Lan, the chairwoman of real estate developer Van Ting Fat Holdings Group, was found guilty of embezzlement, bribery, and violations of banking rules at the end of a trial in the business hub of Ho Chi Minh City, state media said. Lan's lawyers were not immediately available for comments. It was not immediately clear how Lan had pleaded, though state media had quoted prosecutors as saying she not pleaded guilty. The Thanh Nghê newspaper said 84 defendants in the case received sentences ranging from probation for 3 years to life imprisonment. Lan and her accomplices were accused of siphoning of more than 304 trillion dong from Saigon Joint Stock Commercial Bank (SCB), which she effectively controlled through dozens of proxies, according to investigators. From earlier 2018 through October 2022, when the state bailed out SCB after a run on its deposits, Lan appropriated large sums by arranging unlawful loans to shell companies, investigators said. Vietnam's graft crackdown doubled. Blazing Finance has seen hundreds of senior state officials and high-profile business executives prosecuted or forced to step down. After one series of big corporate arrests in 2022, Vietnamese stock suffered a wipeout of $40 billion, rattling investor confidence at a delicate moment for the fast-growing economy. Ecuador's former vice president George Glass attempted suicide and is now on a hunger strike at a prison in Guayaquil to protest his arrest. His lawyer Sonia Vera and former president Rafael Correa said Glass, already twice convicted of corruption and now facing fresh charges, was arrested after a raid by police on Mexico's Quito embassy, where he had been living since December. Glass was taken to hospital on Monday after the prison service said he refused to eat food provided in jail and became ill. In a separate message on X, Vera included a video of Glass recounting his arrest last week. The arrest capped a week of growing tensions between Mexico and Ecuador after Quito declared that Mexican ambassador persona non grata, citing unfortunate comments by leftist Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador. Ecuador's government has said that it has evidence that Glass was planning to escape, though it has not provided details. He was discharged from hospital on Tuesday and returned to prison. Video clips from inside the embassy broadcast during Lopez Obrador's daily press conference showed a door violently forced open, as well as a man who appeared to be Glass being carried out, his arms and legs hoisted up by police or soldiers. The German airline Lufthansa extended the suspension of its flights to Tehran due to the situation in the Middle East, which is on alert for Iranian retaliation for a suspected Israeli airstrike on Iran's embassy in Syria. An Iranian news agency had published an Arabic report on the social media platform X, saying all airspace over Tehran had been closed for military drills, but then removed the report and denied issuing such news. The region and United States have been on alert for retaliatory attack by Iran since April 1st, when Israeli warplanes were suspected of bombing the Iranian embassy compound in Syria. Lufthansa said it had suspended flights to and from Tehran until probably April 13th, extending its suspension by 2 days. A spokesperson said it had decided not to operate a flight from Frankfurt to Tehran last weekend to avoid the crew having to disembark to spend the night in Tehran. Lufthansa and its subsidiary Austrian Airlines are the only two Western carriers flying into Tehran, which is mostly served by Turkish and Middle Eastern airlines. Australian Airlines, which is owned by Lufthansa and flies from Vienna to Tehran 6 times a week, said it was still planning to fly on Thursday but was adjusting timings to avoid an overnight layover. There was no immediate word from other international airlines that fly to Tehran. Iranian airspace is also a key flight route for Emirates and Qatar Airways flight to North America. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali said Israel must be punished, and it shall be for the strike which killed 7 members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, among them a senior commander in its allied overseas units, the Quds Force. Israel, which launched a war in the Gaza Strip 6 months ago against Iran-backed Hamas, has not confirmed it was behind the strike on Damascus, but the Pentagon has said it was. That is the size of Top Accolade Global News Updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Thursday.